Wednesday and it is day 24 of 365 days of single shenanigans, and today we are making some vegetarian chili. It's a super simple recipe. I basically made it up in my head. We're gonna put some diced tomatoes in, some chickpeas, some red kidney beans, some black beans, carrot, onion, celery, probably garlic too, and then we're just gonna play around with some spices and slow cook it. First things first, we need to blend up the vegetables in the food processor so that we can dump it in the slow cooker really easily. All right, we got a big hunk of celery. I'm gonna chop this up into even bits, and then I'm only gonna use about a stalk of it, and then the rest will be for snacking later. Which, hack, store your celery sticks in water in an airtight container in the fridge, and they will be fresh forever. I've genuinely never had them go bad. I actually don't know how long it would take for them to go bad, because they've never gone bad, in my experience. I love the smell of celery, it's so yummy. What am I supposed to do with this giant pile of celery bits? The whole cutting board is just full of it. Here's all of my snack celery. I'm gonna fill this with water, put it in the fridge. It'll fit the lid on it. Oh no. Oh no. Maybe I add a bit more celery to my chili so that I can actually put this celery away. That should probably work. I'm just gonna start with a new cutting board because I don't know what to do with that celery at the moment. Usually I don't peel my carrots, but this one's a bit nasty, so I'm gonna peel it. I'll just peel off the nasty bits. Because the fiber from the peels are actually really good for you. And so ideally you don't peel them and you just wash them really well. Okay, that's all the weird bits off. Cut this yummy bit off. Cut that off. That's for the guinea pigs too. Same with that. Might even try feeding some of it to the chickens. They usually don't like the scraps we give them, which is kind of unfortunate. It's a big carrot. I'm so glad you can't see my terrible knife skills right now. You'd think with all of the time that I've spent learning to cook that I would have learned how to cut things properly, but alas, my knife skills are trash. Last but not least, an onion. Ugh, it's so dirty on the bottom. Capsicum probably would have gone good in this too, but I didn't want to spend that kind of money. I wanted to do this the cheap way. Which, it's so cheap, bro. So the tomatoes was probably, the canned tomato was probably about $2. And then all of these cans of beans were less than $1. And then the onion was probably less than $1 and the carrot was probably less than $1. So I think it's about $5-6 all up. Oh, except for the celery, of course, because celery you have to buy a whole bunch of it for $4. But luckily we already have the celery. All right, we got our onions chopped up and in the food processor, so we're just gonna blitz it up. Okay, that should be good. I've got some of it more pureed and then some of it's kind of in larger chunks, but that's honestly kind of the best way to do it. Perfect consistency, because you don't want everything to be big and you don't want everything to be small necessarily. So So I'm gonna go ahead and chuck this in the pot. I'm gonna scrape it all out. Don't want any of that yummy goodness to go to waste. Next up, we gotta drain and rinse all of the beans and chickpeas. Now you want to rinse them as well as drain them because that will help it make you fart less. If you eat the liquid that it comes in, then it makes you get very gassy and bloated. So we're not doing that, we're rinsing them. Okay, we got the chickpeas rinsed. The red kidney beans are rinsed now. And when you're rinsing them, you'll see that they get foamy when you first start to rinse them. You need to rinse them until all of that foam goes away completely. That's when they're fully rinsed. Black beans. And the last thing, the last can, we still need to add some garlic and spices. It's just a big 800 gram can of diced tomatoes. I'm a little concerned that it needs more liquid. It does appear to need more liquid. It's okay, we have another can of tomato. We're gonna add another 400 grams of Italian diced tomatoes. It's just because I put so much like celery and carrot and onion in there that it needs more than I usually put. A little bit of water, thin it out, get that out of there. That's looking like a much better consistency of liquid. All right, now for the spices. So we're gonna do some garlic. Oh, yum, I love the smell of garlic. We're gonna do 2 big teaspoons full of garlic, maybe? No, I won't. Just 2 is fine. And then we're gonna do some ground coriander seeds. Just a sprinkle of that. Ground cumin seeds. Sprinkle of that. Smoked paprika. This I do a lot of. And then chili. Usually I would do more than I'm gonna do today, but because my tummy's been a little bit sensitive, I'm only gonna do just a little bit because you can't have chili without chili. Usually I would add way more. And I'm gonna mix that up. And then I'm gonna turn on the slow cooker. And I'm just gonna let that cook slowly for a few hours until it smells yummy. And then it'll be ready to dig in. Ooh. Oh yeah, it's smelling good now. It hasn't even started to cook. The thing about this vegetarian chili is that it barely needs any cooking because the tomatoes are already cooked. The beans are already cooked. It's just the celery, onions, and carrots that technically aren't cooked. So you don't need to do it for that long. I'm gonna let this cook, clean up, and I will show you what it's like when it's finished. So I've got my receipt from Woolworths, and my total for the whole trip was $36.29, but $30 of that was for other things. So I bought 2 kilograms of kangaroo mints, which cost me $27, and 1 packet of protein pasta, which cost me $3, which brings the total I spent for this meal today, that is, I did use pantry supplies, was $6.29. And that is gonna make so many servings. It's insane. It's actually genuinely insane. So the breakdown is, so the carrot was 55 cents, the onion was 89 cents, the tomato, the diced tomatoes was $2, black beans 95 cents, chickpeas 95 cents, kidney beans 95 cents. So that's pretty good, dude. I'm very excited. I will see you when it's done. Hello. So I've already eaten dinner. I did not show you the dinner, unfortunately. But tonight I served it with some Greek yogurt and a piece of thick sourdough bread with butter on it, because we got fresh sourdough bread today, and you gotta eat it with every single meal when you have fresh sourdough bread. But I probably slow cooked it for about 4 or 5 hours before I put it on keep warm. And I have, so I think we made, actually, it made about 8 servings. So Grampy and I had one each. My grandma can't have any because it's got onions and garlic in it, and she's doing a FODMAP elimination diet and she's not up to trying those yet. And then I got two 2-cup portions and 2 1-cup portions. I should have done it the other way around though. I should have done 1 2-cup portion and 4 1-cup portions, but it is what it is and we don't throw a fit. Yeah, it was really yummy. Excited to eat more of it on Friday. Actually, okay, yes, what I wanted to say was that it's really good to serve it with rice. Ideally, you want to serve it with rice or another kind of whole grain. That way you get a complete protein from the legumes and the whole grain. But you could also serve it with corn chips, with bread, with sweet potato. There's endless opportunities. And I also like to serve it with either Greek yogurt, avocado, or cheese. I did Greek yogurt today because it's the easiest one. It is by far the easiest one. But yeah, I think I'll conclude this video here. Oh, one more thing I want to show you. I just came back from church. I went to the liturgy, and my hopefully future godmother gave me this beautiful icon from her collection. It's got a big picture of Christ and then like the whole gospel. So what do we have here? We've got his baptism, the transfiguration, Lazarus coming out of the tomb, his entrance to Jerusalem, the Last Supper, him washing the disciples' feet. Oh, wait. I'm not sure what this one is, but I think it might be the Romans torturing him, because this guy looks like he's about to whack Jesus. And then there's the crucifixion, the burial, and the resurrection. And then on this side you've got the multiplication of loaves. I don't know what these 3 are. And then that's the wedding at Cana when he turns the water into wine. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.